Hello there, my fellow Knights and Squads and Arms. Ebon Knight here, and today I am beginning, well, by the time this is uploaded anyway, I am starting the Let's Play for Dragon Age Origins. And by the time this will be going up, it will have been the 9th year Dragon Age Origins has came out. Now, this being the first episode, I am going to be doing this, how you say, for roughly about an hour. And I am recording this, like, I am recording this at roughly 5 in the morning EST. Yeah. Well. But anyway, I am recording this as per the usual with my Elgato capture card. And I am doing so through backwards compatibility on the Xbox One. Now, it's been a while since I've actually tweaked any of this. Well, to be honest, I've not even actually touched it on my Xbox One, to be perfectly honest. Because most of my saves are on my Xbox 360 back, which I didn't even have with me at the moment. Show damage to party, show damage to enemies. Yes. Of course. Because I am desensitized to it. Yosh. Alright. Now, just so you guys know, in regards to this Dragon Age playthrough, we are going to be doing Origins, followed by Awakening, and Witch Hunt. Now, I will also do Darkspawn Chronicles and Liliana's Song and the Golems of Amgarok. Okay? If requested by you guys at the comments, I will remind you guys again as we draw to a close in the original playthrough and in Awakening. I will not do any of these other DLCs till after we've gotten through Awakening. So, with that out of the way, now, to be perfectly honest, actually, I'm going to shut up now because this is a cutscene.
The Chantry teaches us that it is the hubris of men which brought the Darkspawn into our world. The mages had sought to usurp heaven, but instead, they destroyed it. They were cast out, twisted and cursed by their own corruption. They returned as monsters, the first of the Darkspawn. They became a blight upon the lands, unstoppable and relentless. The dwarven kingdoms were the first to fall, and from the deep roads, the Darkspawn drove at us again and again, until finally we neared annihilation. Until the Grey Wardens came. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings. The Grey Wardens sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness and prevail. It has been 4 centuries since that victory, and we have kept our vigil. We have watched and waited for the Darkspawn to return. But those who once called us heroes have forgotten. We are few now, and our warnings have been ignored for too long. For I have seen with my own eyes what lies on the horizon. Maker, help us all.
Okay then, with that out of the way, now what I was going to say, before the cutscene had started, is that generally, now I have played as an elf, I have played as a dwarf, and a human. I played as all the classes. I had done through all of the background stories, everything. However, no matter what I do, in Origins, I always seem to be more drawn to, like, for whatever reason, outside of Inquisition, towards playing as a male human. Now, normally, I also pick as a warrior. However, flip side is to Inquisition that I very much enjoy are the specializations that allow for different gameplay in Inquisition. However, I kind of don't get the same sort of freedom and tactics as with you do in Origins and Dragon Age 2. However, we are going to be a warrior. And as per the usual, now I'm going to tell you guys this much right now. In regards to almost all the Let's Plays where I get to have a custom character, primarily because currently, now granted, I am not proficient at this or anything else of the sort. I am, in my spare time, here and there, trying to learn a bit of Latin and how to speak it. So, you are going to see me use a lot of Latin names, or a lot of words in Latin that, like for example, for this, I'm going to go with Draco because well, Draco, which is dragon in
Greetings.
English, and more or less the reason as to why I is because well, uh, there's just I mean like I like the language and not to mention um, even so if you actually learn Latin you can actually understand a lot about a lot of Western European languages, English included. So skin tone. Go with that. God, it's been so long. I don't even remember as to what kind of tattoos I have in this. Hmm. I'm gonna go with that. Hmm. To be honest, I think I'll just stick with that. And speaking of tattoos, I myself have a tattoo, and I am planning on getting another one. And I will also say this to those of you who actually think about getting tattoos and whatnot, unless you have a good pain tolerance and whatnot, I don't recommend it. And also, don't get it colored because most colored tattoos don't fade well. So just go with a black or a grayscale one because those normally fade better. A lot of medieval age hairstyles, which I do like, because some of these are Norse or German inspired, because I think this here is actually such a hairstyle. And gonna give ourselves a beard. Granted, however, if this beard style actually had a mustache, that actually would be a bit more closer to what I have in real life. I think I'll just go with this one because thick stubble. Do. Too bad there's not dirty blonde. I guess I'll just go with black here. Any thick eyebrows? I guess this is good enough. Wonder if I can zoom in. Okay, that's what it's a bit more closer. There we go. That's actually front of my nose. Guess we'll just go with this then. Now for what?
Greetings. Well, that didn't work.
Well, that didn't work. Yeah, if I do recall, I normally went with this voice. And 2 boots.
My weapon isn't working. Move aside.
Yeah, I think that this is actually the same guy who voice acted Zaid, I think his name was. And Mass Effect 2 and 3, I believe. Okie dokie then. There we go. Okay, I actually need to get this up to about 16 to actually... I'm gonna go with coercion, and let's see here. Alright, so what I'm going to be focusing in with as this guy is that we're going to be sitting here leveling up the warrior tree, and then, but at the same time, we're going to be leveling up the weapon and shield. Now, the reason for this is because, well, shield actually comes in a bit of handy, especially with some of this that you actually learn later down the line. Now, granted, two-handed weaponry do more damage, and so does dual weaponry, but some of you should know how it is. That's actually a good thing. The warrior tries to make each attack count, sacrificing attack speed for a bonus to attack, as well as an increased chance to score critical hits for as long as it is active. Not really that necessary, I believe. Shield pommel, shield bash, shield defense, shield block. Practice fighting of the shield improves the character's guard. Enemies can no longer flank the character on the shield carrying side. That should actually come in handy. We are going to do this on normal because we're sitting here playing this for fun. We're not doing it hardcore. Because if I did it hardcore, this game...
For generations, your family, the Kuzlans, has stewarded the lands of Highever, earning the loyalty of your people with justice and temperance. When your country was occupied by the Orlesian Empire, your father and grandfather served the embattled kings of your land. Today, your elder brother takes up House Kuzlan's banner in service to the crown. Not against the men of Orlais, but against the bestial Darkspawn rising in the south.
I trust then that your troops will be here shortly.
I expect they will start arriving tonight, and we can march tomorrow. I apologize for the delay, my lord. This is entirely my fault.
No. The appearance of the Darkspawn in the south has us all scrambling, doesn't it? I only received the call from the king a few days ago myself. I'll send my eldest off with my men. You and I will ride tomorrow just like the old days.
True, but we both had less grey in our hair then, and we fought Orlesians, not monsters.
At least the smell will be the same. I'm sorry, Papa, I didn't see you there. Hal, you remember my son?
I see he's grown into a fine young man. Pleased to see you again, lad.
Okay, now I will be doing a bit of role play in this, so you know, more or less. Alrighty, so was I brought here for a reason? No, that I don't think that'll do. And you are how?
My daughter Delilah asked after you. Perhaps I should bring her next time.
To what end, may I
Ah,
ask?
to what end, he says? And so glib. The boy's a whip like his father.
See what I contend with, Hal? You can't tell my fierce boy anything these days, Maker bless his heart.
Temperament to match his fighting skill. Well done, your lordship.
At any rate, Pup, I summoned you for a reason. While your brother and I are both away, I'm leaving you in charge of the castle.
I'll do my best, Father.
Now, that's what I'd like to hear. Only a token force is remaining here, and you must keep peace in the region. You know what they say about mice when the cat is away, yes? There's also someone you must
Indeed.
meet. Please, show Duncan in.
It is an honor to be a guest within your hall, Tyrn Cousland.
Your lordship, you didn't mention that a Grey Warden would be present.
Duncan arrived just recently, unannounced. Is there a problem?
Of course not. But a guest of this stature demands certain protocol. I am at a disadvantage.
We rarely have the pleasure of seeing one in person, that's true. Pup, Brother Aldous taught you who the Grey Wardens are, I hope.
Indeed. However, on the subject of the Darkspawn, by the way, guys, personally, in my opinion, design-wise, they look a lot more better in regards to for the terrifying look that the devs were shooting for in this, as opposed to what they look like in Dragon Age 2 and Inquisition, because in those, they just all look all like humanoids who went pale and lost all the tissue on their lips and their teeth. Yeah. Yes, they defeated the Darkspawn long ago.
Not permanently, I fear.
Without their warning of the Darkspawn rising now, half the nation could have been overrun before we'd had a chance to react. Duncan is looking for recruits before joining us and his fellow wardens in the south. I believe he's got his eye on Sir Gilmore.
If I might be so bold, I would suggest that your son is also an excellent candidate.
Honor though that might be, this is one of my sons we're talking about.
I think I'd rather like that idea, Father.
I've not so many children that I'll gladly see them all off to battle. Unless you intend to invoke the right of conscription.
Have no fear. While we need as many good recruits as we can find, I've no intention of forcing the issue.
Pup, can you ensure that Duncan's requests are seen to while I'm gone?
Of course.
In the meantime, find Fergus, and tell him to lead the troops to Ostagar ahead of me. Upstairs in
Yes,
his
Fergus.
chambers, no doubt, spending some last moments with his wife and my grandson. Be a good lad and do as I've asked. We'll talk soon.
Sure. Nani, right?
Good evening, my lord.
However, we're not going to do that just yet. Because there's a lot of stuff that we can actually do here. Okay. More codex. Always got to explore and see if there's anything that could be discovered that could be added to the codex and whatnot for the XP. Because I shit you not, guys, I am actually going to be deliberately trying to see if I
Good evening, my lord.
can or cannot get everything in this game done. This also includes all
Good evening,
the
my lord.
requests that I will receive from my companions, and I will also be doing my best to try and fill out the roster of who I can take with me in that regard. What? It's not what's it called? Is it actually? Alright, I think it's the rogues. Yeah, what was all this I saw in my inventory? Right, this is all the special stuff. Mighty Tone. Mighty are known for rigorous dedication to the pursuit of knowledge. His manual, one of the more popular formality texts, contains a wide variety of insight into skills and knowledge. This tome gives the reader 1 point to spend on the skill that is rendered useless. Yes, please. The more skills, the better. Now, in regards to what you guys see here, to my knowledge, the total of specializations that I can actually have in this game is roughly 2. And we will be going for the Reaver and the Berserker, just so you know. Alright, add that to that, and let us go ahead and get that. Explore. Yeah. Nothing here. This leads back to the main hall, yes? Yep. Yep. Nothing else.
Greetings, my lord. You are the Terran's son, are you not?
And who are you?
I am a member of Alhal's personal guard. The rest of the Al's forces are expected tonight. I understand you shall take charge of your father's castle once we march.
So I'm told, yes.
Then I wish you luck. Good evening, my lord.
About as formal as you actually would be in a setting like this. That's a lot good. And part of the road, that'd actually be a door. This is the treasury, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, my lord, we were just,
Ignoring your duties?
well, the treasury's safe. I'm not even sure why the Terran stationed us here.
Don't worry about it, men. I won't say anything.
We appreciate that, my lord. Thank you.
To be quite frank, this is... Even if I was in charge of the place, I'd actually be that laid back a little bit. But
There you are. Your mother told me the Terran had summoned you, so I didn't want to interrupt.
hello to you too, Sir Gilmore.
Pardon my manners, my lord. It's simply that I've been looking all over the castle for you. I fear your hound has the kitchens in uproar once again, and is threatening to leave.
Did the dog get into the larder again?
No matter how the maids try to keep him out, he always finds a way in. You know these Mabari hounds. They listen only to their master. Anyone else risks having an arm bitten off.
He knows better than to hurt anyone.
I'm not willing to test that. You're quite lucky to have your own Mabari warhound, you know. Smart enough not to talk, my father used to say. Of course, that means he's easily bored. Nan swears he confounds her just to amuse himself. At any rate, your mother would have me accompany you until the matter is settled, shall we?
To the kitchen.
Just follow the yelling. When Nan's unhappy, she makes sure everyone knows it.
No shit.
Good evening, my lord.
Okay, so these little boys are actually...
Good evening, my lord.
Learning to become squires. Righty. Study of Urban Chapter 1 and 2. Where does this lead? Culture of Urban. Well then, let's head off and get the dog. Nothing here that I can pick up on. No! And that is...
Get that bloody mutt out of the larder.
But mistress, it won't let us near.
If I can't get into that larder, I'll skin both of you useless elves, I swear it.
Calm down, good woman. We've come to help.
You and you. Your bloody mongrel keeps getting into my larder. That beast should be put down.
I'm sorry he's bothering you, man.
Just get him gone. I've enough to worry about with a castle full of hungry soldiers. You two, stop standing there like idiots. Get out of the way.
At least the model of the dogs look a lot more better. But nonetheless,
Look
for
at that
Selma,
mess.
that's actually,
How did he even get in here?
Are you trying to tell me something, boy? Clearly.
It does seem like he's trying to tell you something. Wait. Did you hear that?
And just so you guys know, yes, this was a rank in the Roman Legion. If I do recall, the translation to it in English is shield, if I recall. If any of you know Latin better than I do, by all means, correct me in the comments down below.
Be careful! As you wish. This should be easy enough. On it. Right. Let's get started. As you wish. This should be easy enough. Right. On it. This should be easy enough. As you wish. Let's get started. Right. Let's get started. On it. This should be easy enough. As you wish. Let's get started.
Terrorize another pastry!
Right.
Giant rats? It's like the start of every bad adventure tale my grandfather used to tell. Your hound must have chased them in through their holes. Looks like he wasn't raiding the larder after all.
It certainly looks that way.
Those were rats from the Kokari Wilds. Best not to tell Nan. She's upset enough as it is. But seeing as you've got your Mabari well in hand, I'll be on my way. I'm to prepare for the arrival of more of the Isle's men.
Understood. Deep mushroom. What's in here? Green. All good stuff.
There he is, as brazen as you please, licking his chops after helping himself to the roast, no doubt.
Actually, he was defending your larder from rats. Big ones.
What? Rats? Not the large grey ones.
They'll rip you to shreds, they will!
See, now you've gone and scared the servants. I expect those filthy things are dead.
Yes, the rats are dead. It's quite the mess, in fact.
Oh, I bet that dog led those rats into there to begin with. Oh, don't even start with the sad eyes. I'm immune to your so-called charms. Here then, take these pork bits and don't say that Nan never gives you anything. Bloody dog. Thank you, my lord. Now we can get to work. That's right, you two. Quit standing about.
Well, I will say this. From a physiological and anatomical standpoint in regards to how this dog looks, given the size of his head, Ed, and the size of that neck, yeah, don't try your luck at getting bit by that, because that easily, granted, it probably won't break skin if you're like wearing plate armor, but the pressure is definitely going to do some damage. Possibly fracture, maybe even break bone. Just from the pressure of that bite alone. Just so you guys know.
And my dear Bryce bought this back from Orlais last year. The Marquis who gave it to him was drunk, I understand, and mistook Bryce for the king. Ah, here is my younger son. I take it by the presence of that troublesome hound of yours that the situation in the kitchen is handled?
Yes, mother. Nan is back to work as we speak.
You've always had a way with her. Darling, you remember Lady Landra, Ban Lawrence's wife?
I think we last met at your mother's spring salon.
Of course. It is good to see you again, my lady.
You're too kind, dear boy. Didn't I spend half the salon shamelessly flirting with you?
Right in front of your family, too.
You remember my son, Dyron. I believe you two sparred in the last tourney.
And you beat me handily, as I recall. It's good to see you again, my lord.
You're being modest. You fought very well.
And this is my lady-in-waiting, Iona. Do say something, dear.
It is a great honor, my lord. I have heard many wonderful things about you.
Don't look now, Eleanor. But I believe the girl has a crush on your lad.
Lady Landra.
Hush, Landra. You'll turn the poor thing scarlet.
I can handle my own affairs, thank you.
All evidence to the contrary.
I think perhaps I shall rest now, my dear. Dyron, I will see you and Iona at supper.
Perhaps we'll retire to the study for now.
Good evening, your lordship.
You should say goodbye to Fergus while you have the chance.
Did you know there's a Grey Warden here?
Yes, your father mentioned that.
Yeah.
You haven't got it into your head that you want to be recruited.
Since I named him in Latin, I'm trying to put on how you would speak in English if you were your native or your mother tongue was Latin, because in Latin there's always a trill sound to the R's. T had a pronunciation with like how you would say time. So yeah. The Darkspawn have returned. Grey Wardens are needed. Yeah.
There's enough here at the castle to occupy you. I don't need you off chasing danger like your brother.
I have a bad feeling about all of this.
As do I. Your father and brother are marching off to fight Maker knows what. All the assurances in the world don't comfort me. But it wouldn't help for us to take up arms and follow. Fergus and your father have their duty and we have ours.
Are you staying at the castle?
For a few days. Then I'll travel with Lady Landra to her estate and keep her company for a time. Your father thinks my presence here might undermine your authority.
As you wish.
Good. I was worried you might be nervous about running the castle alone. I needn't have been concerned.
I should go.
I love you, my darling boy. You know that, don't you?
Love you too.
Go do what you must, then. I will see you soon.
Alrighty. Let's talk about this guy.
Hello, my dear boy. By chance, I am beginning to teach these young squires about your family's history.
Do we have to? History is boring.
Boys, you are referring to the Couslands, the very family in whose castle you live. Show some respect.
To be quite frank, it's actually a bit understandable because when you're around that age, yes, you do learn things a lot more easily around that age, but at the same time you have a lot of energy, so you're you know, still the same taskmaster, I see.
If the mind is not exercised, it withers just as the body does. Perhaps you'd care to join me in teaching the lesson?
Certainly, I'd be happy to.
Wonderful. Oh, the Cousland history is long indeed. Where shall we start?
To be quite frank, sitting here looking at the time, I've been recording. I'd be better off.
Unfortunate.
Does that mean we have to listen to you now?
Silence. I will not have you two becoming smart-mouthed hooligans. Perhaps you should go. I doubt they need any more distraction. I'm just going to settle in here and apparently just talk to myself.
Yeah, I am sorry to have been a buzzkill out this month. I'm trying to keep this recording under an hour, so I sit here looking as to how long I've been recording this video. I need to hum things along a little bit because I'm sure you guys don't want to sit here and watch me do nothing but talk to people over and really as time progresses.
Is there really going to be a war, Papa? Will you bring me back a sword?
That sword, Oren. And I'll get you the mightiest one I can find, I promise. I'll be back before you know it.
I wish victory was indeed so certain. My heart is disquiet.
Don't frighten the boy, love. I speak the truth. And here's my little brother to see me off. Now dry your eyes, love, and wish me well.
Should I wait outside?
Stay. I'd like to say farewell.
You'll be missed, brother.
If it's any consolation, I'm sure I'll freeze in the southern rain and be completely jealous of you up here, warm and safe.
I am positively thrilled that you will be so miserable, husband.
Did you know that there's a grey warden in the castle?
Really? Was he riding a griffin?
Shh, Oren. Griffins only exist in stories now.
I'd heard that. Did he say why he's come?
He says he's out recruiting.
Oh? If I were a Grey Warden, little brother, I'd have my eye on you. Not that Father would ever allow it.
Bring a message. Father wants you to leave without...
Then the Owl's men are delayed. You'd think his men were all walking backwards. Well, I'd better get underway. So many Darkspawn to behead. So little time. Off we go then. I'll see you soon, my love.
I would hope, dear boy, that you plan to wait for us before taking your leave.
Be well, my son. I will pray for your safety every day you are gone.
A good shield would be more useful.
The Maker sustain and preserve us all. Watch over our sons, husbands and fathers, and bring them safely back to us.
And bring us some ale and wenches while you're at it. For the men, of course.
For Fergus, you would say this in front of your mother.
What's a wench? Is that what you pull on to get the bucket out of the well?
A wench is a woman that pours the ale in a tavern, Orin. Or a woman who drinks a lot of ale.
Bryce, maker's breath. I swear it's like living with a pack of small boys.
I'll miss you, Mother dear. You'll take care of her brother, won't you?
You'll need protecting more than her.
I agree, especially if you get yourself hurt. I will never forgive you.
Now that is a good incentive, wouldn't you say?
Enough. Enough. Pup, you'll want to get an early night. You've much to do tomorrow.
Indeed. Hey, level up. You guys see how easy that is? Dexterity. Effectiveness of potions, poultices, and salves for all classes. This will make it a higher chance of hitting things. Do shield defense.
Got it.
Who's a boy? What's wrong, boy? Is someone out there?
My lord! Help me! The castle is under attack!
How dare you!
As you wish. Right. This should be easy enough. Come now! Defend yourself! As you wish. On it. This should be easy enough. Don't believe this. As you wish. Right. Let's get started. Right. On it. Have at you! As you wish. Hold it! Next, don't believe for this. This should be easy enough.
Ad mortem!
Darling, I heard fighting outside and I feared the worst. Are you hurt?
I'm fine. What's
The
going on?
scream woke me up. There were men in the hall, so I barred the door. Did you see their shields? Those are Howl's men. Why would they attack us?
He's betrayed, father. He attacks while our troops are gone.
You don't think Howl's men were delayed? On purpose? That bastard. I'll cut his lying throat myself. Have you seen your father? He never came to bed.
No, I haven't. I was in my room.
We must find him.
Can you still handle a weapon, Mother?
I am no Orlesian wallflower. Give me a sword and I'll use it. Now let's go.
Orlesian
Perhaps we
wallflower,
can
that's...
salvage things here, darling. Some of your father's belongings are in that trunk.
Yes, You, my little furry friend, will be my
Enemies approaching. On it. Right, let's get started. Let's make this quick, shall we? Show me what you've got. This is everyone else. On it.
There we go.
No! My little Oren! What manner of fiend slaughters innocents?
Why would they do this?
I was not even taking hostages. He means to kill all of us. Oh, poor fuckers. Let's go. I don't want to see this.
Well, looks
Can
how
you hear the
things are
fighting?
progressing.
Hal's men must be everywhere.
Probably gonna be a little over now. How can we get out of the castle?
The servants' passage leads out from the larder. But we must find your father first. The front gates. That's where your father must be.
Is there
I have my
nothing else we
treasury
can
key.
do?
We could go there first and take the Kuslan sword from the vault. If anything is worth fighting to keep out of Hal's hands, it's that sword. But it may be a dangerous path.
Let's
Hal's men are
get to
inside.
the treasury.
They must already control the castle. We must use the servants entering the larder to escape. Do you hear me?
I hear you.
Then let us be swift.
Knight Corpse. You're more than happy to take that dagger off your hands?
The castle has fallen! I'm getting out of here!
Don't be a coward! Stand and fight!
Yes, my lord! Here they come!
As you wish. This should be easy enough. Let's get started.
Stun mine, will you?
Right.
How am I missing?
This should be easy enough.
Well, that was quite the slaughter.
You will be avenged, old sage. I swear it.
Pile of books, that's a great villain. Anything else here worth looking? Damn it. This really makes me wish I was a rogue. A body hound. Or Here it is.
Right on it.
Pay for what he's done. To battle! We fight for our home.
This should be easy enough. Right. Ha! Is that all you've got? Let's get
Quite frank, I think I may actually need to, after a moment, let's aim
Task complete.
We're getting
Under
close to the
net.
treasury. The Kuzlan family blade lies inside. Use that key I gave you. That blade cannot fall into Hal's hands.
Sure. Real quick, options, audio, let's actually tune down the music, and sound effects. Okay. Ah, I did not mean to do that.
Finished.
I'm more than happy to take that. Okie dokie then. Let's actually see. Family sword. That was great iron. Shield. I'm missing strength, aren't I? Yep. Iron scale armor.
Let's get started.
Hello, boys.
Right. This should be easy enough.
I need to have a word
Blast
with you.
it!
Here we go. This should be easy enough. Let's get started.
Me?
Right.
Bull! Blast you!
You pinned my damn leg. Elf root. Night corpse. Anything else?
They would not commit that sacrilege on top of everything else, would they?
I sense something drawing near.
Yes,
On it.
there will be.
This should be easy enough.
Bull! Blast you! There will be.
On your
I shall
guard.
do the same to Hal when I see him. Make a guide my hand.
Let's get started. On it.
Where is the Terran? Does he live?
Don't know. And, I'm actually a bit surprised I didn't see him.
Enemies approaching.
Blast you!
This should be easy enough.
We're under attack!
You're mine.
Stop!
You're mine!
Oh no! You want to run your dates in a cell? Keep it up.
Infirmus!
Over here.
I'm not here. I have nothing else to lose.
Ha ha ha! Miserum!
Oh, thank Andraste.
That's a medium potion.
Warden senses tingling.
Warden senses tingling.
This should be easy enough.
This shit is enough. On it.
Let's get started.
Let's get started.
Right. As you wish. On it.
How dare you come here?
Bull! Blast you!
Come on, die already.
Desperation is an ugly perfume.
Desperation is an ugly perfume.
Fear is your plan.
Bull! Blast you!
As you wish.
That's not the
As more coin and yet another chest I cannot loot. Yay!
It's either you or me, and it isn't gonna be me.
What was that?
Let's get started. Right. Excellent.
Jeez. Somewhere knew I was sprinting like the fucking Flash.
This should be easy enough.
No. First priority is the mage. Go for the mage.
Desperation is an ugly perfume.
Desperation is an ugly perfume.
Am I reduced to the post of rat catcher? Go, man the gate. Keep those bastards out as long as you can. Your ladyship, my lord, you're both alive. I was certain Hal's men had gotten through.
They did get through.
They killed Oriana and Oren. I can't believe. Are you injured?
Don't worry about me, your ladyship. Thank the Maker you two are unharmed. When I realized what was happening, it was all I could do to shut the gates. But they won't keep Hal's men out long. If you've another way out of the castle, use it quickly.
We need to find father.
When I last saw the Terran, he'd been badly wounded. I urged him not to go, but he was determined to find you. He went towards the kitchen. I believe he thought to find you at the servants' exit in the larder.
Bless you, Sir Gilmore. Make her watch over you.
Make her watch over us all.
Yeah. Sad part about this is, well,
Right. This should be easy enough.
You want to end your days in a cell? Keep it up. Oh.
Guys, a little frantic. Come on, what? Don't bleed for this.
Incredibilis!
Oh, blast you!
On it.
Good day.
Filthy elf lover. Let's get started.
Get off me!
Hold it. This should be easy enough.
Hey, there's one.
Do it. On it. Let's get started.
There's one thing, come to think of it, in regards to the animations for fighting in this game and whatnot. They're simplistic, but not bad at the same time.
Enemies approaching. Right.
They're slaughtering everyone!
Get out of my way. Let's get started.
We'll see you when you bleed.
Show me what you got. Bleed on it.
Incontinence!
How dare you!
No quarter.
Hey, decapitation. And I've leveled up again. See, ladies and gentlemen, that is the purpose as to why I was going to there. Lord, I cannot for the life of me remember the stage. There it is in that direction. Slaughtered the servants in here. No, did you? Let's go back this way. And then...
We must get out! They're slaughtering everyone!
Yes, please escape. 22. Real quick before we escape, we're going to level up. Getting a hold of that. Alrighty, shield cover, shield balance. The trying to compensate for wear their shield in combat. It no longer suffers an attack penalty while using shield balance. By the end of all this, I need to have a total of 32 strength. Yes, for damage, I like to get attack penalty. I want elf fruit, so that can be used for health focuses.
There, you both are. I was
Bryce!
wondering when you would get here.
Maker's blood, what's happening? You're bleeding.
Al's men found me first. Almost did me in right there.
Why is Hal doing this?
He can't get away with this. The king will...
Bryce, we must get you out of here.
I won't survive the standing, I think.
Then we'll simply have to drag you out.
Only if you're willing to leave pieces of me behind, pup.
Bryce, this is no time for jokes! Once Hal's men break through the gate, they will find us. We must go.
Someone must reach Fergus. Tell him what has happened.
That he is the new Tern?
If he lives, yes.
Bryce, no. The servant's passage is right here. We can flee together, find you healing magic.
The castle is surrounded. I cannot make it.
I'm afraid the Tern is correct. Howe's men have not yet discovered this exit, but they surround the castle. Getting past will be difficult.
You are Duncan, then? The Grey Warden?
Yes, your ladyship. The Tern and I tried to reach you sooner.
My younger son helped me get here. Maker be praised.
I am not surprised.
Are you going to help us?
Whatever is to be done now, it must be quick. They are coming.
Duncan, you are under no obligation to me. But I beg you, take my wife and son to safety.
I will, your lordship. But I fear I must ask for something in return.
Anything.
What is happening here pales in comparison to the evil now loose in this world. I came to your castle seeking a recruit. The Darkspawn threat demands that I leave with one.
I understand.
What about Sir Gilmore?
Truthfully, you were always my first choice. I will take the Tyrna and your son to Ostagar to tell Fergus and the king what happened. Then, your son joins the Grey Wardens.
So long as justice comes to Hal. I agree.
Then I offer you a place within the Grey Wardens. Fight with us.
I accept your offer.
We must leave quickly then.
Bryce, are you sure?
Our son will not die of Hal's treachery. He will live and make his mark on the world.
Darling, go with Duncan. You have a better chance to escape without me.
Eleanor.
Hush, Bryce. I'll kill every bastard that comes through that door to buy them time. But I won't abandon you.
I love you both so much.
Then live, darling. Become a Grey Warden and do what is right.
I'm so sorry it's come to this, my love.
We had a good life and did all we could. It's up to our children now.
Then go, pup. Warn your brother. Know that we love you both. You do us proud.
They've broken through the gates. We must go now.
Goodbye, darling.
And thus, the tragedy of the human noble story has started.
We will be traveling south through the hinterlands to the ruin of Ostagar, on the edges of the Korcari Wilds. The Tevinter Imperium built Ostagar long ago to prevent the Wilders from invading the northern lowlands. It's fitting we make our stand here, even if we face a different foe within that forest. The King's forces have clashed with the Darkspawn several times, but here is where the bulk of the Horde will show itself. There are only a few Grey Wardens within Ferelden at the moment, but all of us are here. This blight must be stopped, here and now. If it spreads to the north, Ferelden will fall.
Ho there, Duncan.
King Cailan, I didn't expect
a royal welcome? I was beginning to worry you'd miss all the fun.
Not if I could help it, Your Majesty.
Then I'll have the mighty Duncan at my side in battle after all. Glorious. The other wardens told me you'd found a promising recruit. I take it this is he?
Allow me to introduce you, Your Majesty.
No need, Duncan. You are Bryce's youngest, are you not? I don't think we've ever actually met.
Yes, Your Majesty. My name is Draco.
Your brother has already arrived with High Ever's men, but we are still awaiting your father.
He is not coming. He died when our castle was taken.
Dead? What do you mean? Duncan, do you know anything about this?
Terran Cousland and his wife are dead, Your Majesty. Arl Howe has shown himself a traitor and overtaken High Ever Castle. Had we not escaped, he would have killed us and told you any story he wished.
I can scarcely believe it. Well, how could he think he could get away with such treachery? As soon as we are done here, I will turn my army north and bring Howe to justice. You have my word.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
No doubt you wish to see your brother. Unfortunately, he and his men are scouting in the wilds.
When will he return?
Not until the battle is over, I fear. Until then, we cannot even send word. I apologize, but there's nothing more I can do. All I can suggest is that you vent your grief against the Darkspawn for the time being.
So long as our help pays, I'm happy.
I'm sorry to cut this short, but I should return to my tent. Loghain waits eagerly to bore me with his strategies.
Your uncle sends his greetings and reminds you that Redcliffe forces could be here in less than a week.
Ha! Eamon just wants in on the glory. We've won 3 battles against these monsters, and tomorrow should be no different.
I didn't realize that things were going so well.
I'm not even sure this is a true blight. There are plenty of Darkspawn on the field, but alas, we've seen no sign of an archdemon.
Disappointed, Your Majesty?
I'd hoped for a war like in the tales. A king riding with the fabled Grey Wardens against a tainted god. But I suppose this will have to do. I must go before Loghain sends out a search party. Farewell, Grey Wardens.
What the king said is true. They've won several battles against the Darkspawn here.
Yet you don't sound very reassured.
Despite the victories so far, the Darkspawn horde grows larger with each passing day. By now they look to outnumber us. I know there is an archdemon behind this, but I cannot ask the king to act solely on my feeling.
Then maybe we should move quickly.
Yes, we should proceed with the ritual.
What do you need me to do?
Feel free to explore the camp here as you wish. All I ask is that you do not leave it for the time being. There is another Grey Warden in the camp by the name of Alistair. When you're ready, seek him out and tell him it's time to summon the other recruits. Your hound can stay with me while I attend to some business. The Grey Warden tent is on the other side of this bridge. You will find us there should you need to.
Alrighty then, that is the prologue of the game, well, shall we say, prologue part 1, and here I am, roughly, almost under 80 minutes, worth of gameplay recorded. Anyway guys, that is that, and yeah, so, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please share it amongst your friends to help get the word out on my channel. It will really help me out a lot, and I will very much appreciate it. Smash that like button, leave a comment down below, subscribe for more, and also follow me on Twitter, join me on Discord, and support me on Patreon. There will be links down in the description below for you guys to be able to do that. And feel free to visit my Patreon page and become a patron yourself to show your support. Because here's the reason as to why I even have a Patreon to begin with, and that is because I'm not at all expecting to be well off like some other gaming YouTubers, such as Jacksepticeye, PewDiePie doesn't even do it anymore, Vanoss, and his buddies are like I Am Wildcat, H2O Delirious, Cartoons, etc. I'm not expecting myself to be well off with them, and where I'm currently at, it's hard to tell if I'm in a job here anyway, because I'm in a fucking town where there's a university, and there's more college kids who land on jobs more so than other people who look for jobs. So, thus, why I'm doing this. Anyway, that's gonna have to do it for this video, guys. I will see you guys on the next one in the next one on the battlefield. Peace out.